Parul, thank you so much for joining Gold Media. Super thrilled to talk to you today. How are you doing?
I am doing super fine, Supriyan. It's so nice talking to you, and you sound so sweet and melodious and a dulcet voice, I must say that.
Oh my goodness, likewise. I'm actually super excited because I know I've been waiting for a long time to talk to
I'm
you,
really
and finally
extreme
we are doing
apologies,
this.
extreme apologies for going back and forth, but it's so lovely to be talking to you today. Thank you for this opportunity.
Sure. So, Parul, one of the most successful PRs from Mumbai, and you're not from Mumbai. How did you start your journey and become so successful here?
Supriya, it's very humbling. Thank you for saying that. It makes me feel humbled when I hear that. Although there's a lot to achieve, and I always say that I've just begun, and there's a long way to go ahead in life. So I hail from Shimla, the capital of Himachal Pradesh, and my father. So I've started my education has been in Shimla and St. Bede's and Auckland House School, and my father has been a film producer. He made a film called Saiba, which had Sanjay Dutt, Madhuri Dixit, Rishi Kapoor. It was directed by Ramesh Talwar, music by Shiv Hari. It had one of the best casts of its time and a very different subject. Costumes were by Bhanu Athaiya. So, it was that project that he had produced and a couple of more films earlier. So he had moved to Mumbai so we were settled in Shimla and Chandigarh, still have a home there. And so when he was, and when you see your parents in a certain field, you kind of, want to be delving it in that a little bit. So I think that is something which kind of got me attracted to this field.
Wow, very impressive. So, Parul, you've dealt with so many bigger celebrities to some of the medium ones as well. What is your intake process as a PR when take someone in your company?
So I think, Supriya, it's not about big or small because everybody starts their journey at a very humbling level, and everybody grows over a period of time, and a lot of factors play a very important role for them uh, to to achieve what they are achieving in life. But for me, when I am in the process of having an association, I always see that you need to be a good human being, you need to be positive, you need to be exuberating a good energy around you. That's very important.
Right.
Sometimes the biggest of factors, and I mean that's not right to grade, but you know what I'm saying. There is a difference. Sometimes they're not that positive. You feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Sometimes with somebody who's just beginning and is so humble and is has that modesty in them. So I think I always see that part, and of course your professionalism, because that's what is going to take you further on in life. So I think these two aspects is what I look for firstly, and my comfort space, because I need to enjoy my work. I need to deliver. I need to make sure that I make the best out of the campaign that we are managing, or the actor that we are handling it. So it has to be a very comfort space for both of us.
Right. So, Parul, with media, there's always like a love-hate kind of relationship with PR, media, the artist, celebrity, and media seems to be like the necessary devil, right?
Absolutely. Rightly said.
Sometimes. So, what is your take on that? And as a PR, what is your role? And elaborate so that everybody knows what goes behind the scene.
So CPR is very tough. It looks very hunky dory, from the outside, but it's very challenging. And when you have situations where there's crisis and where there's a whole lot of chaos which happens, during any shoot or during any campaign or some controversy, uh, we are in a soup. So we need to manage and be the interface for that particular artist or project or film or music video or whatever, and ensure that only the right messaging goes out. And for that, the support from the entire team is very, very important. The actors have to believe in us, and the producers, the directors, so that there is a common message which is going out. And when you have so many people, it's never, everybody's not in agreement with what you want to do. So it is a challenge to go to each person to explain them what it takes and what it's going to be and what are the benefits and what's the hindsight of it. So it gets very, very difficult for us and very taxing at the same time, because there's so much of energy. And then the other end, you have to speak to the media and tell them, look, this is what has happened, and this is not is the right communication, and this is the quote. And you have to structure everything properly for it to reach out there.
Right. So you talked about controversies. We know that sometimes the artist wants to spread the controversy. So how does PR
Right.
play along that whole situation?
So that's our job, right? And if they're demanding a controversy, so be it. So we create something. See, I personally believe in controversy. See, any publicity is good publicity. Of course, I believe in that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I always see that it should not damage the actor.
Yeah.
In the long run, people should not label, or they should not, it should not go below a certain line. So we ensure that it has to be interesting, which is going to be picked up by everyone, and it should be interesting with the readers also, or uh, or for the audience to know that, okay, we've got some good entertainment here, because everybody likes controversies because it's entertaining. So yeah, I personally, I always ensure that it should, if it's a controversy, then it should have a certain cause related to it. Every time we can't do that, so then we look for topical subjects, we look for elements, what can we do, and who's willing to participate in that, and who's willing to be a good support, in the whole process. So yeah, it is difficult, Supriya. It's not easy.
Not easy, and you have to maintain the confidentiality of it, right?
So we have these NDAs. Through your podcast, I'm sure people will know that you have these non-disclosure agreements
Right.
that we need to sign, and we need to ensure that it can go out only after the controversy is up live for 24 hours, and that's the time when we can talk about it. So yeah, there are a lot of things, and then there's a whole chain which is built around it.
Yeah. Talking about that, recently, I think you've dealt with Poonam Pandey's this whole campaign. Take
Yes.
us through the whole journey, and especially, I mean, there was an awareness factor for sure. It impacted, but then there were people that were blaming it on some of her bold content that is on the web. Oh, no wonder why she passed away with cervical cancer, because people can be harsh in their comments, judgments, and everything. So, as a PR, what all went in there, and did you at some point thought that it might be a damage to your reputation as well? Was it like a risk taking venture?
Supriya, when I do things, I don't really apply my mind too much into it. I believe in causes, as I said. You need to be like the comment that you just mentioned. You need to be a good human being. First to understand and absorb what's happening around. I mean, that's very, very important. So if I have mentioned this earlier, I've been asked about this question a lot of times, and I've always maintained, and I'll mention this again now, that I am proud to be associated with this campaign, because it was for a cause. It was for a noble cause,
Right.
and I have not seen many actors own up for it, to be a part of something which is dangerous, right? Which is, um, it's not easy. You can't really say, hey, look, I'm no more, because so I think, I will applaud Poonam for believing in that emotion of understanding that she is going to be a harbinger of a certain um, knowledge to people, that this is how it is. And I believed in that, and I believed in her conviction of, when I said, when she can do it, I think I can support in that, right? And I didn't think that it's going to be, it'll backfire, or it. I was just doing my job, you know.
Right.
It was just part of the process, and it was beautiful. I also learned a lot of things during this whole process, that how people are. It was not about faking just the death, but people fake themselves also a lot of things. There's a
Yeah.
lot of reality check that one went through. Uh, And more than me, I think even Poonam went through a lot, during those days, and there were very few people supporting her and standing by her or believing in the cause that she supported. It just went on a different tangent. That was. I think we all could have been more generous.
Right. So, Parul, you've spent so much time in Bollywood, like literally donkey's ears, or rather, I should say, you grew up in Bollywood. Um, there is so much talked about casting couch and people misusing men as well as women to, climb the ladder. What is your take, and how does this PR can actually change the situation?
So PR is basically to build a perception. Now that perception obviously is going to be around your work, around your personality, around the kind of people you're associated with. So when you're in the right space with right actors, right producer, right directors, there's lots that uh, you've already gained a lot in that space. Now we just have to elevate and put you out there so that you're also in the map of trade and of public, that you are now qualified to do so much of uh, right sort of work with right people. And I think that helps because there's so much of casting going around and there's so much of work happening. So
Right,
it just is a medium for us to make that particular person project to reach out there. So it just gets easier. But there are times when you don't have really names which we all want to read and know about, and we'd not be interested in knowing about a newcomer, right? That okay, we don't know until unless someone is really venturing into, or they become what Shah Rukh Khan sir has reached, where he's reached, and
yeah,
how he started his journey, and so that's much later. So I feel being part of the industry, and since I've seen my dad work and all of that, so I feel it's my responsibility being here to guide people right, and tell them what it is, at least, so they're prepared when they get into this industry, that how it should be, um, how they should,
what to
be
expect.
able to make their way. Yes, it is not easy. You need to be mentally very strong. You need to be you need to be robust in your personality, in terms of being able to take um, um, sometimes rejection, which could be very disheartening. It's not good for mental health. So you need to be really, really strong. Your family needs to be really supporting you. So when you're here, it's a mix of everything. It's not just your, solo journey. When you meet people, if they will not guide you right, no one's going to come back to our industry. They'll say, no, we're not going to a good place.
Right. So, Parul, when it comes to a bold scenes and managing the whole bold scene, what is PR's role in terms of making sure that the artist is comfortable and it's conducted the way it's contractually written?
Um, See, sometimes that's not in your control. It goes out of control also, because sometimes what is there on paper and what's being shot and what's finally being edited, there's a whole lot of, like, three major labs that you have to go through, and there could be loopholes also. So there's always a clause subject to approval. Sometimes the actor has a right to say that this is approved or not approved, or this is not seen in the right light. So then collectively the team sits and figures out that no, this is not right. It's not looking aesthetic. Let's not just do this, because there's a whole see, because when the shoot is on, you see it from a different angle, but when finally it's on the screen, it just becomes something else.
Huh.
So yeah, I mean, but it is nowadays everything is very professional, and it's all controlled, so I don't see that to be a deterrent anymore.
Okay.
But but you're right. Earlier there have been cases like that where we struggled. We want the shots to be off. I remember there's one film that we did, and the female actor was not comfortable. That I didn't know what it was going to look like, but it was too late, because your creatives, your posters, everything was out. The film was out there, and then to offload it and get it out is a task. So there was a issue there, but can't do much.
Not much.
Yeah.
So, in Bollywood, or maybe pretty much in general everywhere. Sometimes people are not comfortable with each other.
Right.
So, from a PR standpoint, when you know that this particular celebrity is not comfortable with this, but they both have to attend an event, or maybe especially for the women, they say that women are very catty with each other regardless. I mean, even if there's nothing going on, there will always be some kind of a riffraff that I need to look better than her or something. I mean, it goes on. So, how does PR get involved and try to, combat the situation?
Sometimes with certain actors, where it's very difficult. They're very, very demanding that I need to look better and I need to be there where the other
I
person
wish
is.
I could get some names, but I know it's
I guess
difficult.
it just gets difficult, but that's what is our job, right? We need to balance out everything, and we need to like put in our best foot forward and make sure we do the best for the person to be there because that's what they want.
Yeah,
So, I mean, professionally, we have no issues on that. But sometimes it just gets you thinking. Okay, um, maybe that person has a better destiny or better clout or better. There's so many factors, Supriya, for it for actors. It just looks different from the outside, but here it is different.
right.
It is not easy.
hmm So, Parul, you've worked with so many legends, like starting from Amit Ji to literally everyone in the industry. Give
Mm-hmm.
us few instances wherein you felt that Amit Ji is Amit Ji, or he has reached where he is because he's this.
Amit is very, very professional, Supriya. He is punctual to the T. He is extremely professional. He's an inspiration. Like we all are in awe of him because his personality commands that kind of attention. And on set, he's just like there on time and all excited rehearsing. Everything is so good about him. Even
Yeah,
now, I mean, and it's always been like that, not just like now, but always. So
right,
yeah, I mean, that's why he's where he has reached. He's gained that position because he's earned it the right way,
right,
and with right ethics, work ethics, professionalism, humility. I
right.
think it takes a lot for any human being to have these qualities uh, to take their career forward.
hmm
Because the field that we are in, it's so much of glamour. There's hate, there's jealousy, there is competition, there's a lot of negativity also. But people are, but thanks to OTT now, there's so much of work for everyone. So everybody is happy in their own space. But as an actor, I think everybody wants to reach where Mr. Bachchan has reached.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
we can just have one and one and only Amitji, and yeah, I mean, there's no replacement for him.
Right. So, Parul, what is this whole celebrity spotting game going on in the Bollywood? Sometimes
Paparazzi.
celebrities paparazzi. Sometimes they are like, "आपको किसने बुलाया इधर?" This and that. They start to yell at media, and then sometimes we hear that they are the ones that actually invite them or let them know their location and stuff like that. So, what is this whole game going on?
I think this all got it was this culture was in the West earlier. We would read the Variety magazine and the Hollywood Reporter and all of that, the paparazzi sneaking in and taking those pictures. But this is like more. So it's a mix of both. It is sometimes it is designed, sometimes it's natural. But yeah, it is a mix of both, and there are car numbers, there's everything. So media knows exactly, the paparazzi knows which actors go to which gym and which resto, and closer to their home. So
Yeah.
there's a whole a very systematic planning to it.
Okay. So there is like method behind the madness.
Yes, yes, there is, and very pragmatically, it is
Executed.
being followed. Yes, yes,
So Parul,
and very, yeah. Sorry.
go ahead, please.
No, I mean it's beautiful. I mean it's lended a lot of spark to the whole campaigns now because it's not just boring interviews and it's not, it's beyond also.
Right. But then talking about paparazzi for the star kids, especially that are under 5 year old or maybe 10 year old. Yesterday I was looking at a video of media spotting Raha, the paparazzi, and she was having the best moment with her grandma. And the moment she looked at it, she was very curious to look at something. Maybe she was looking at a dog or something. She was having that innocent childhood moment. And the moment her grandma saw paparazzi coming, she had to literally kill that moment and all. So, do you think it's a lot on their even psychology? Because as a parent, I'm
Yes,
very protective about my child. So,
I
just think about celebrity, they have everything in the world.
absolutely. But that's the price of being a celebrity, Supriya. Because everybody wants to know what a child would look like, what a nanny would look like, what the lunch would look like. Everything is so, everybody's so inquisitive. I think these are hazards of being in limelight and being there. Um so yeah, I mean, you're right. As a parent, and psychologically, it does impact. So there are actors where they've kept their children also under wraps completely, and they're not like out there, or. But you really can't control, because when you're out there, there's someone who'll even click a picture with their phone
With the
and send
phone,
it.
right?
You know, so this whole phone culture has made this thing very, very rampant, and but I also don't believe in it to encroach someone's privacy and that space, and also letting them have their moments. But
Right.
upon request, they also hold back. It's not that every time they're like on the face of it or in the glare of lenses. If actors or artists they request, they we also hold back.
Right. So, talking about the link up rumors, sometimes they are true, sometimes they are created, sometimes they are just, there because the movie is coming up. How does PR deal with this whole situation?
So sometimes there are natural link ups, sometimes I made link ups. But when the movie is coming up, it all just adds up to the hype of the film, because that's what
Yeah.
you want to see, off screen and on screen chemistry, how you're on screen and how you're off screen, and it just lends a lot of value to to the viewers to watch it and enjoy
To
it.
the project.
And now, Sophia, I think people are more vocal, and they're more admissible about their relationships. It's
Yeah.
no more like a taboo, which was earlier, like when heroines they didn't get married because they had to, um, their career would cease or whatever. But now I think it's everybody's pretty open. They're open about their dating scene.
Right. So, Madhuri Dixit ma'am is here for US tour. And then when she was talking to us, she mentioned that over years, Bollywood has changed so much that earlier, when she started off her career, it used to be just her, the co-actress, and the makeup artist. These are the only three women you could find on set. But today, she observes women
The
in
entourage.
every single department. Like women not only being present, being literally leading the departments. So, what is your take? And you are an example, Parul, yourself.
I'm proud to hear that. We have women all over. You are a beautiful woman, Supriya, with a lovely professional, a great mother. Um I think women are more dedicated. They're more sincere towards, not that it takes away from men, but I think they're given like they're beyond 100%. And they're very efficient, and they are homemakers, and they put all those aspects in their work, which reflects. So I think it is a rate of efficiency. Men would still sneak out a little bit, or they'll get casual about how they are.
Yeah,
Uh, so I think today there's a lot of respect. There's a lot of professionalism for women in
hmm,
the field of hair, makeup. You talk about the aspect, and they're there.
there. Okay. On that note, Parul, are you ready for a quick rapid fire with Gold Media?
Absolutely looking forward, Supriya.
Bring it on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Name two of your favorite Bollywood celebrities.
Um, That's a tough one. My favorite celebrities, I would say Shah Rukh Khan for sure, and Sanjay Dutt.
Good choice. What is Parul's favorite restaurant in Mumbai?
All my friends are going to kill me, Supriya. My I like Pan Asian food a lot, and I think I really like uh, I love Yazoo's food a lot.
Yazoo.
That's
Okay, we'll
yeah,
take that.
I'm quite regular. That's closer to my house too.
Okay. Biggest
We're
misconception
gonna go
about
together
Bollywood.
for lunch there when you're here,
Absolutely, I'm coming soon.
right?
Biggest misconception about Bollywood.
Biggest misconception about Bollywood is that it is. Sometimes people say, "Oh, it's not a good place. You're in Bollywood," and it's so the whole bubble which people have created about Bollywood, that's not a good place to be, not right people. They look down upon, oh, Bollywood, we don't, So I think that's something which people should change and respect the industry. And trust me when I say this, this is one of the best industries to be in. You just need
Wow,
to be
that is
with
so
right
good
people.
to hear. How do you like your coffee?
I like it light.
Right. What is your favorite vacation destination with family or an on girls trip?
There's one place I'm really longing to go for a very long time. I mentioned this earlier. That I want to go to Switzerland.
Wow.
We've
We
grown up.
should go on girls trip together. Let's go.
Yes, looking forward. Absolutely, Supriya. Join in fast.
Perfect. Um, Reveal one celebrity secret or one Bollywood secret.
Okay, Bollywood secret. Uh, I think what looks on the screen, when you see the final look of the artist, there's a lot which goes into, kind of make that
Right.
look.
It's very different.
And many hours,
Right.
like a 3 hour window is minimum.
A celebrity you would love to work with.
I think I've worked with everyone, but if I really have to work again with, I would love to work with Mr. Bachchan.
Nice. What is your strategy to handle negative press?
Supriya, that's my. I'm not going to be bragging about myself. That's my quality. That in a lot of negative space, I find the positive. So uh, I've been able to convert the negative news into a lot way positive, and there are a lot of tools that one takes to do that. But yes, it's your relationship also. I think over the years, which kind of helps convert that into the space that you want.
Right.
So yeah,
Where does Parul derive her inspiration from?
my mother,
Very good.
for sure. That's my mother.
And who would you like to dedicate your entire success?
My mom.
Very good. What is Parul doing when she is not working, which is, I think, very rare.
Very rare guest. So I like to take mom out for lunch whenever I'm, or she's not a dinner person, so lunch is what we manage. When we find time, and yeah, and I love watching movies in a theater hall. I love the movie experience, so I love doing that. So off late, like I'm waiting and watching what film to go to the theater for because that's sometime we can manage that. And yeah, I love visiting Guruji's temple whenever I find time. Yeah, these are my three favorite things.
Thank you so much, Parul, for connecting so
Thank you, Supriya.
candidly with us.
Thank you for your patience and thank you for your sweetness and wishing you a lot of luck for your journey ahead and may you shine like a star.
Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I really needed that. Thank you
Of
so
course,
much.
you deserve it. Thank you, Supriya. See you
And
soon.
see you soon.
Hi, this is Parul Chawla, and you're watching me on Gold Media LLC. Keep watching.